Good morning. This is JHS Weekly. I'm Mariah Vasquez.
And I'm Michael Carney. ACT Prep for Math will begin on Wednesday, January 31st. It will be held every Wednesday after school until the test date in April. Anyone interested in attending needs to go to a short informational meeting right after school on Wednesday the 24th in D206.
Your JHS Winter Guard traveled to their first competition of the season at Republic High School this past Saturday. They performed their 2018 program, What Baking Can Do, from the musical Waitress. They received third place and were only 0.3 points away from second place. Great job, ladies.
Daniel Miller discovers some of the talent JHS has with cameras. He shares what he finds with us here.
Nearly all JHS students have a camera available to them, whether it be their own smartphone or DSLR cameras. I venture to share our own favorites from students beginning with Mr. Wolf's digital photography and Miss Crane's yearbook and spyglass. 7 people submitted photos from a variety of cameras and varying styles, all showing different ways to look around ourselves and share some of our own favorite moments. I start with Sarah's photos. She's a senior and shot her pictures with a Rebel T1i. Some cool stuff. Ashley is also a senior, sharing her photos starting with Cornfield, Empty Table, Hidden Figure, My Pirate Ship, and My Blue Friend. Next we have sophomore Julia, and her photos were taken with an iPhone 8. Autumn is also a sophomore, starting with her inside reflection, taken inside Miss Hensley's room in J Hall. Her outside shot was taken in the morning outside of our own school. Our next line of photos come from Max. He's a senior and shot his photos with an Olympus 10-2, starting with Cold Stream, taken in the morning outside of Shoal Creek after a flurry. Gilbert the Tiny features his French Bulldog. White House off a highway road was taken in Galena after a morning rise. And Moonlight Night was also in Galena. He finishes with Flare, taken by a coal plant in town. And now we have Peyton's photos. He's also a senior in Mr. Wolf's digital photography class. Our last round of photos come from Aurora. She's a senior, starting with the Olivia, the Autumn, Be the Light, Gold Paint, and finishing with another, the Olivia. Thank you to everyone who submitted entries. They were all fantastic and I love them all. Mr. Wolf offers a digital photography class that shares tons of knowledge on how to up your own game the next time you take some photos. I had a quick chat with him and asked, what could I do the next time I pull out my own camera?
The digital photography class is meant to give students the skills to start to take great photos, because everyone's taking photos now, everyone, more than ever before, because we all have cameras on our phones, but not that many people are taking great photos. And so if you're in that class where you're assuming that you would really like to up your game and learn sort of like the inside secrets on how to really do that. If you want to take a great photo, it's probably going to need these 4 things. It's going to need a good, interesting subject, not boring stuff. Something interesting. It better be interesting to you, or it's definitely not going to be interesting to anyone else. You need to have good technique. You know, do you have good focus, and do you know how to handle a camera? Just at least generally speaking. And do you have good light? That's huge, because a lot of people don't know how to use good light. So look for good light, and then good composition, which is a big area, but being able to control what the viewer is seeing. And that's a big topic too, and there's a lot to get into on that. But if you are taking photos and they're okay, but they're not great yet, you're probably missing 1 or 2 or 3 of those things. And if you can find those, figure out those things, and that's what this class is all about, then you can start to take some great ones.
If you would like to submit your own photos, send them to my email. All the details are on the screen, and staff and students are welcome to submit your own favorites to be featured here. I'm Daniel Miller with JHD.
Man, those are some great photos. I can't wait to see what else they got.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Daniel.
The Winter Guard also competes this Saturday, January 27th, in Kansas City at Blue Valley West High School. Be sure to wish them good luck.
Remember to donate to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in your transitions class. Each grade level will have a winner of Hertz Donuts. Key Club will be collecting all of your pennies for patients until February 1st, which is next week. Get your donations in.
The JHS yearbook has successfully completed 3 deadlines, resulting in 138 pages ready for our publisher to begin printing. Over 400 students are featured in this year's book, more than 3 times. Don't miss out on ordering your yearbook. Order yours this week.
The JHS Constitution team has the chance to compete and travel to Washington, D.C.
Joplin High School is proud to have a team of national competitors this year. These students are a part of Mr. Keskamethy's Constitution team, which will soon have the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. I spoke with seniors Braden Drake and Savannah Huff to find out more.
The Constitution team is a team that travels around and meets with different lawyers, and it's kind of like speech and debate, but instead of rather than debating with other teams, we prepare our own statements about different political issues, and we give them to a group of judges, and then after that we answer follow-up questions in like an interview style. Our hopes in DC are to win the national competition. We will be competing against 50 different states and Guam, and Puerto Rico.
We get questions that come out on January 31st, which we are excited to receive, we have about 3 months to come up with our answer, which is a paper. Essentially, it's a speech that we get to read off of a paper to the judges.
The team won the state competition against 9 other schools, giving them the chance to win in D.C. at the national level. The students were happy to tell me how excited they are.
We get to go to the National Mall and see all the monuments. I think we're trying to arrange a White House tour, but I don't know how successful we will be in arranging that. We're going to go to the Smithsonian Museums, and we're also planning on going to the Ford Theater where Abraham Lincoln was shot, and it's kind of been turned into a really big museum now, which is really interesting. And there are just tons of museums, tons of educational parts of DC, and I think it'll be great.
While in DC, I'm just hoping to have a good experience and get a good feel of what it's like in the political landscape. Even though I do not plan to go into politics, it's always helpful to know the stuff and just know what's happening.
I've been to DC a couple of times before, and I'm really excited because we get to be taken around by Kez, and Kez knows DC like the back of his hand. And since he's a history guy, I think that'll be really fun because he'll get to tell us some things that maybe not your everyday tour guide might be able to tell you. And I think he'll link it back to our team really well and what we've been learning throughout the year, so I'm excited for that.
The students will compete in April, and if you see your JHS Constitution team members, make sure to wish them good luck.
NAHS members, please check your email to see important info about t-shirts. Also get your sizes into Miss Santillion ASAP. Money for t-shirts are due by next Friday.
There will be a meeting for any boys interested in playing tennis this spring at 11 o'clock today during intervention. The meeting will be located on the 3rd floor between D&E hallways. If you are unable to attend the meeting, please email Coach Stump for more information.
Fusion will be hosting a Bride Out tailgate for the basketball homecoming game this Friday in Eagle Alley, starting at 6. Snow cones, cotton candy, hot chocolate, games, and photos will be provided. We will walk over to the gym for the basketball game at 7:30 and cheer on our Eagles from the student section. We hope to see you there.
This has been JHS Weekly. Have a great week.